Symbiont. A symbiont is a special kind of magic user. They use both cleric and wizard magic. She can call up good spirits to join them to fight evil. They do this by joining wills, and the symbiont controls the joining with the good spirit's permission. The good spirit shows itself in the image chosen by the symbiont mage. So if the mage wants a spirit to look like a large dog with spikes and a scorpion tail, that is how the spirit is seen and details the weapons that the summoned spirit must fight with. They start with the ability to join with small spirits, about the size of a large dog/cat. As they increase in power, the size and power of the spirit they can join with also increase. They can grow till the size of the spirit they raise is about the size of a small dragon. Symbionts have the mana for 13 spell slots. Symbionts are more vulnerable than other characters in Adventuring Hero when they are linked with a spirit. They cannot protect themselves well, as all their concentration needs to be centered on their joining with the spirit. They use their mastery of the mind for this joining. If their concentration is broken, then an evil demon has a chance to slip in and change places with a good spirit. Then the demon will attach to the symbiont mage. To help this not happen, symbionts will usually have some friend around them to protect them, and can also make a protective sphere around them. For starters, this sphere will stop about 3 to 4 attacks, be they magical or non-magical. As they increase in power, their spheres will be able to withstand more attacks. Their wizard magic comes into play with the spells they can use. Their spells are used to increase the power of the summoned spirit and to strengthen their sphere. When a spirit has been summoned, the symbiont mage cannot cast spells, with a few rare exceptions, having to focus fully on the joining. If the symbiont uses a spell while the spirit is summoned, then the spirit freezes for a full second. The summoned spirit fights with the weapons that the symbiont gives it. For example, if the mage calls the spirit forth, a scorpion with a tail and claws, then those are its weapons. The same goes for the armor of a summoned spirit. Regular weapons have minimal effect on a summoned spirit. A solid sword hit would be the same as a bad scratch. However, magic weapons and spells have the usual damage effect. A spirit needs to take several, 4 to 6, major hits to be destroyed. Symbionts coexist well with paladins and clerics. Their main goal in life is to track down very evil creatures/people and destroy them. They are hired in many areas to help stop shamans who may be about. Shamans and symbionts are natural enemies and will attempt to kill each other on sight, no matter where they are. Symbionts need time to set up their protective spheres and to summon the spirits. It takes 4 to 5 rounds for the sphere to be set up, and another 4 to 5 rounds to summon a spirit. Symbionts are not great fighters and prefer to use ranged weapons to fight with. They look like a regular traveler with belt pouches around their waists, and sometimes they carry staffs engraved with the symbols of their clan. They wear light armor, but are not physically able to wear heavy armor. Their favorite is the sling and bolos. They are not good with the bow and are only average with a crossbow. A good starting outfit for a symbiont is a nice sling, a pouch of iron shots, 20, 1 pair of bolos, and a short sword. Symbionts start with the following spells. Protective Sphere. The caster creates a protective sphere around them, which will withstand a certain number of hits, amount of hits dependent on the power of the symbiont. 3 to 4 hits are the starting protection. This includes both magic and non-magic spells. The only exception is if the attacker uses a very powerful spell, like dual katanas. This type of attack will destroy the sphere in 1 hit. Summon Spirit. The caster summons up a good spirit that will join with the caster. The power of the spirit is determined by the strength of the symbiont. Recharge Sphere. The caster recharges the protective sphere before it breaks. This spell can be used while linked to the spirit. The following spells the symbionts can earn through adventuring. Minor spells. Speed. The summoned spirit has twice the usual speed. Duration is dice dependent. True Sight. The summoned spirit can see through illusions and see the true form of whatever they are fighting. Duration is dice dependent. Strength Upgrade. The summoned spirit has a doubling in strength. Duration is dice dependent. Rebuke. The spirit causes the target to not want to battle with him, her anymore. Duration is dice dependent. Agility upgrade. The summoned spirit has an increase in agility. Duration is dice dependent. Godly aura. The summoned spirit has a glow about it which hurts evil/undead that touches it, and it also makes it hard for evil/undead to look at it. Duration is dice dependent. Flight. The summoned spirit can fly. Duration is dice dependent. Fire breath. The summoned spirit can shoot fire out of its mouth. Duration is dice dependent. Ice breath. The summoned spirit can shoot ice out of its mouth. Duration is dice dependent. Acid breath. The summoned spirit can shoot acid out of its mouth. Duration is dice dependent. Lightning breath. The summoned spirit can shoot lightning out of its mouth. Duration is dice dependent. Darkness breath. The summoned spirit can shoot a cloud of darkness out of its mouth. This darkness makes the target become confused and disoriented. Duration is dice dependent. Mid-level spells. Spirit armor. The summoned spirit has an encasing of scales, which block a certain number of hits. Duration is dice dependent. Number of hits is dice dependent. Dual summoning. The caster can summon 2 spirits at once. Summoning control. The symbiont takes control of another summoned being. Slow. The summoned spirit can cast slow on any target of its choosing. Duration is dice dependent. Increased stealth. The summoned spirit has increased stealth. Duration is dice dependent. Mind barrier. The caster causes a protective shield around their mind, protecting them from mind attacks. Duration is dice dependent. Dual protective sphere. The caster can cast 2 protective spheres at the same time. Amount of hits dependent on the power of the symbiont. Sphere upgrade. The protective sphere can turn the attack back on the attacker. Duration is dice dependent. Dismiss summoned being. The caster can dismiss any summoned being back to their plane of existence. This spell can be used while linked to the spirit. Call for help. The caster can call any spirits close to them for help. The called spirits don't have to help when called. This spell can be used while linked to the spirit. Help. The caster calls spirits close to them for help, and they have to help. This spell can be used while linked to the spirit. Led. The caster can call up a spirit to lead the companions on their quest. Duration is dice dependent. Holy Rider. The summoned spirit comes with a rider who fights with a sword and shield. The rider stays as long as the spirit is summoned. Spirit Fire. A ball of fire surrounds the spirit, shooting small fireballs at nearby enemies. Duration is dice dependent. Spirit Ice. A ball of ice surrounds the spirit, shooting small ice balls at nearby enemies. Duration is dice dependent. Spirit Acid. A ball of acid surrounds the spirit, shooting small acid balls at nearby enemies. Duration is dice dependent. Major spells. Spirit Healing. A glowing ball surrounds the spirit, healing all friendly units nearby and the caster as they are hurt. Duration is dice dependent. Mana Pilfer. Caster takes 1/2 of the spell slots of the target to recharge as her own. This spell can be used while linked to the spirit. Wards. The caster can set a magic perimeter guard around a place, such as a campsite, or around an object, such as his protective sphere. The wards may cause a ball of fire, a bolt of lightning, a paralyzing attack, a ball of acid attack, or any other kind of deterrent or alarm. Invisibility. Spirit vanishes from the sight for a certain time. Duration is dice dependent. While invisibly, the spirit cannot be detected by magic or non-magic means. If the spirit attacks or does magic, then the spell is broken. Dragon Might. Spirit receives the strength of a small dragon. Duration is dice dependent. Cloning. 2 to 4 copies of the spirit appear, each bearing the weapons of the spirit when the spell was cast. Duration is dice dependent. The spirit controls the actions of the clones. The clones cause damage, but the spirit takes no damage if the clones are hit. Holy Light. A light around the target causes blindness to all evil beings that look at it. Stunning. Causes an enemy of the spirits choosing to become stunned for a certain time. Duration is dice dependent. Spirit Friends. The summoned spirit calls forth 5 to 7 armed warriors to help it fight its enemies. Duration is dice dependent.